The golf world thought they'd seen it all. The dominance of Tiger Woods, the comebacks, the clutch putts, the red shirt Sundays. But no one expected this, because this time, it wasn't Tiger making headlines, it was his son, Charlie Woods, 16 years old. Calm, fearless, and built for pressure. What happened last weekend wasn't just another tournament, it was a shockwave. Charlie didn't just win. He made the entire junior golf world question what they were really up against. It started quietly. A Florida morning at Streamsong Black. No big crowds, no roars, just the hum of golf carts, a few parents, and 73 of the best young golfers in America. But among them, all eyes were on one name, Woods. Not Tiger, Charlie. Because last year, he had already done the impossible. 25 birdies in 3 rounds, a total score of 8 under, and a dominant win at the TTMI Championship. A performance so clean that pros, scouts, and analysts had to double-check the numbers. That wasn't supposed to happen. Not from a kid still in school. Not from someone living under the heaviest last name in sports. But Charlie didn't care about expectations. He only cared about the next shot. And as he stepped onto the tee box this year, something was different. He wasn't the hunter anymore. He was the hunted. Streamsong Black isn't a normal golf course. It doesn't care who you are, Tiger Woods' son or not. It eats players alive with its brutal layout, rolling greens, and unpredictable wins. But Charlie walked in with that same cold focus his father was known for. Shoulders relaxed, eyes locked in, every swing precise. Every putt controlled. And by the end of day 1, it was clear Charlie Woods wasn't here to defend a title. He was here to announce something. Reporters began whispering. Is he really this good? Could he actually be better than Tiger at this age? The stats spoke louder than any headline. Charlie fired a 66 on 6 under par on the opening round. He didn't just take the lead. He took command. Every birdie was a statement. Every hole, a reminder that this wasn't luck. This was legacy being rewritten in real time. One spectator described it best. It's like watching Tiger's clone, but calmer. Even veteran junior coaches were stunned. They had seen talented kids before, but not like this. And somewhere near the ropes, a familiar figure watched every shot, Tiger Woods himself. Not as the superstar this time, but as a father. Tiger followed quietly, hands in pockets, eyes hidden behind shades. He didn't say much. He didn't need to. Every smile, every nod said it all. Pride, belief, and something even stronger, realization. He knew what the world was about to realize too. Charlie isn't next. He's now, by round 2, the word had spread. Crowds doubled. Cameras showed up. Social media exploded. Clips of Charlie's swing went viral. Side-by-side comparisons with Tiger's 2000 Masters form. And the resemblance, uncanny. The tempo, the posture, even the follow-through. Everything screamed Woods. But what shocked everyone most wasn't the mechanics. It was the composure. Where most juniors crumble under pressure, Charlie seemed to feed on it. After a bogey on the 7th, he responded with back-to-back birdies, both from outside 20 feet. No reaction, no fist pump, just quiet fire. The same silence that once defined Tiger was alive again. Only this time, in a younger body, a fresher face, and a new era. And as the round ended, the leaderboard told the story no one believed would come true this soon. First, Charlie Woods, 11. The rest? Nowhere close. Commentators began scrambling for words. One analyst said, "We're witnessing the birth of a new standard in junior golf." But for Tiger, this wasn't about the numbers. It was about the journey. He knew how heavy this road was. The expectations, the media, the comparisons. He'd walked that path alone once. But Charlie? He wasn't alone. He had the greatest golfer of all time walking right beside him. That night, golf Twitter went insane. Clips of Charlie's swing hit millions of views within hours. Hashtags like #NumWoods Legacy and #NextTiger started trending. Fans who once grew up idolizing Tiger were now watching history repeat itself. Only this time, live and younger. Even PGA pros couldn't resist commenting. One posted, "I've played against Tiger. I don't want to play against his son." But behind all the hype, something deeper was happening. Charlie wasn't chasing his father's shadow anymore. He was stepping into his own spotlight. He wasn't just Tiger's son. He was the storm, the next threat to the entire field. And that realization hit every junior golfer standing beside him. The whispers changed. From, "Can he handle the pressure?" to, "How do we beat him?" Because at Streamsong Black, everyone learned one truth. You can't outplay destiny. As the sun set on day 2, Tiger and Charlie stood side by side on the practice green. The crowd had thinned. Reporters had gone quiet. Just a father and son, 2 golf balls, and 1 legacy stretching between them. Tiger leaned in, whispered something, and smiled. Charlie nodded, lined up a putt, and sank it dead center. Tiger chuckled. The exact same laugh the world once heard after an Augusta victory. History wasn't repeating itself. It was evolving. Tomorrow would be the final round. Charlie Woods held the lead. The golf world held its breath. Because if he pulled this off, it wouldn't just be another win. It would be a warning that the name Woods still ruled golf, and the next generation had just begun its reign. And somewhere deep down, even Tiger knew. This wasn't about living up to a legend anymore. It was about becoming one. The next morning, the sun barely rose over the Streamsong Black course. But word had already spread. Charlie Woods wasn't just competing. He was dominating. Every kid on that leaderboard had felt what it was like to play against Tiger's son. But now, they were learning what it was like to play against Charlie Woods, the competitor. Coaches whispered. Parents recorded every swing, and social media exploded. Tweets like, "Charlie Woods just did something unreal, and this kid is not normal," flooded the golf world. Yet amid all the noise, Charlie stayed silent, calm, focused. Tiger stood nearby, arms crossed, watching his son build a legacy, one shot at a time, the target on his back. The more Charlie succeeded, the bigger the target became. Rival players began to study him, imitate his pre-shot routine, and even try to get inside his head. But Charlie, much like his father, thrived under pressure. In one round, he faced brutal conditions, heavy wind, tight greens, and an opponent who birdied 3 holes in a row. Most kids his age would have folded. Charlie didn't blink. Standing at the 17th, 180 yards out, he grabbed a 6-iron, whispered something to himself, and launched the ball high. It cut through the wind, landed 10 feet from the hole, and spun back straight in. The crowd lost it. The announcer yelled, "Charlie Woods with a hole-out birdie!" "Are you kidding me?" Even the players stopped. You could see the disbelief in their eyes, a mix of awe and fear. That shot didn't just save his round. It announced, loud and clear, that Charlie Woods wasn't here to live in his father's shadow. He was here to cast his own, behind closed doors, the pressure no one sees. What the cameras didn't capture was the grind behind the glory. Late nights watching tape with Tiger, early morning workouts before school, and those quiet moments when doubt crept in. When the pressure of a last name like Woods became almost unbearable, there were days when Charlie would slam his club into the bag and walk off. But Tiger, ever the mentor, would just say, "You can quit for now, but tomorrow you'll show up again." And he always did. Charlie learned the art of patience, the value of repetition, and the mentality of champions. Not from fame, but from failure. That's what made him dangerous. The turning point midway through the season. Charlie faced his biggest challenge yet, a state-level event filled with elite juniors from across the country. Rumor had it, several players had flown in just to beat him. The media hyped it as the day Charlie Woods gets tested. But that headline didn't age well. After a rough start, Charlie went on a tear. 5 birdies in 6 holes. Every putt rolled pure, every drive split the fairway, and every whisper of doubt vanished. By the final hole, Tiger stood by the ropes, smiling quietly. Charlie looked at him before the last putt. The same way Tiger used to look at Earl. He sank it. The gallery erupted. He didn't raise his arms, didn't scream. He just nodded, like he expected it all along. The aftermath. Golf reporters were stunned. ESPN called it the greatest junior performance of the year. Golf Digest ran the headline, "Charlie Woods has arrived." But what truly shocked the golf world wasn't just the win. It was how he did it, with composure, precision, and a fire that mirrored Tiger's prime years. Suddenly, pros started paying attention. Tour players mentioned him in interviews, and whispers began about whether Charlie could make history even earlier than anyone expected. The father-son moment. That night, back at their home, Tiger and Charlie sat in silence for a while. No cameras, no interviews, just a father and son at the dinner table. Finally, Tiger broke the silence. "You know, I never wanted you to be me, Charlie. I wanted you to be better." Charlie smiled, that same grin Tiger had after winning Augusta in 2019, and said quietly, "I'm trying, Dad." It wasn't arrogance. It was confidence, a belief forged not by hype, but by hard work. And as Tiger nodded, the golf world outside had no idea what was coming next, because this was only the beginning. The world of golf had seen legends rise and fall, but not like this. Not at this age. Not with this much weight on their shoulders. Charlie Woods wasn't just Tiger's son anymore. He was the name that filled headlines. He